The Clashing Conferences Podcast. Let's go.
Or welcoming back. That's what. Listen to this guy. Hold on, guys. Am I sick? Yup. Am I
Yes,
tired?
you are.
Yup. But am I sick and tired of these baseball playoffs right now? Not even a
No.
little bit. Let's get right to it, boys. Let's get right to it.
There's no days off in playoff baseball.
No, there's not. Too bad they don't start it earlier.
And yeah, so they could also do 7-game
Hey.
series every time too.
Mm-hmm.
3 games, then 5 games. No, that's dumb.
Hey, listen. Forget about the
Insane.
playoffs. Who's the Fashion Conferences podcast
Here we go.
winner? MLB winner.
I told you to soak
This
it up.
guy right here.
Soak it up because it's not going to matter
Hey,
in
listen.
like
in
another
what?
probably
In what?
60 minutes.
We're not talking about the game. We're talking
We
about the
should be.
podcast right
I
now.
know what you're talking
We
about.
should
Yeah,
be.
exactly.
Mhm.
You drove so far to
You got
visit
your congratulations.
to visit your good friend Steve. Oh, I'm gonna get me some extra points, and that got you what? A big fat zero.
Hold on. All right. Time out. Hold on. I know we're starting things off different this week because, again, we don't have the internal competition. We're in the midst of things. Paul, your team's out. Tony P's team got their heart ripped out. Lewis, I'm just glad you're alive because for the folks at home, the baseball chat is always popping. And last night and today, Lewis was MIA. So I was a little worried. So I'm just glad, number one, that you're here.
Yesterday
tonight.
I went to bed a little early. The night before, I had a little situation with the kids. They're sick right now. They sound just like you do. So I had a rough night the night before. Yesterday, as soon as it became 2-0, I was like, you know what? I'm too tired for this drama. So I took myself to bed.
Michael, what were you doing?
Celebrating.
Probably. I mean, Lewis wants to live in the past about this internal competition championship because his team on the real field right now isn't
I
doing
want to
so
talk
hot.
about now. I want to talk about right now. Michael, your team is up 2-1. Your team is up 2-1. Talk to me, Mike.
We're up 2-1. We're about to finish this series off here before the end of the night. We have won 4 straight playoff games in comeback style, being down 1-0
4
in the
straight.
6th inning. All of our wins have
no.
been 2 against the Brewers and
How
2
is it
against
4
you.
straight? How is it 4 straight?
All of the wins that we've had, which is 4 wins in the playoffs, all 4 of them, we have won in comeback fashion.
You said 4 straight.
I said we have had 4 straight wins in comeback fashion. That's a true statement, Lewis. Thanks for fact checking.
I'm gonna find a way to make myself relevant in this podcast episode today. I don't care that my team's not in it because I'm the most relevant team for the last 40 years, anyways. I got the most recent championships, the most pennants,
A lot of
the most
pennants.
All-Stars. Yes, a lot of pennants, and the ratio of pennants to World Series doesn't exactly add up, but
No.
not at all. But whatever's
Jeez.
preventing you guys from getting there is a win for me.
Hey, one of us is still going to get there, so you got a long ways to go before you get rid of both of us.
So do you.
I don't know because I thought this was going to be a ruthless series. You guys are both your teams are a bunch of after watching the Dodgers and the Padres.
The
Dodgers.
You're allowed to say
first
it.
2
They're
games
throwing
were
it
like
all.
as
The
good
fans
as
are
it
throwing-
gets.
No,
Paul, you're allowed to say it now.
That
you can
Dodgers,
just say it.
That
Say
Dodgers. It. Yeah, no. That Dodgers that Dodgers Padres series is awesome. They're literally fighting each other. They're yelling at each other from across the dugout. Their fans are throwing batteries and balls and just they're interacting with all the fans. It's awesome. Now I hope the Dodgers win because the Padres are really showing their maturity though. I mean, they're just like a bunch of bratty, stuck-up kids the way they're kind of it's like the kids from the Sandlot is what they look like. The real team. Then they actually go up against the Sandlot kids and get stomped. They're like that real, the sponsored.
What is that? The 1950s movie? I don't remember that.
Hmm?
I'm sorry?
So you said the real team in the Sandlot movie.
Yeah, the little kids. The one where there was like the kids that play for like the league and all that. And they were like, get off our field. And they were like, no, we'll take it. We'll play you for it. And then they win like 100-0.
I think Lewis is thinking you're saying it was a true story and there was a real team. Is that what you're thinking, Lewis?
No, I just remember the
Are you
Beast
telling me that Benny
the
the Jet
ball.
Rodriguez is not real? I don't believe you.
Sure.
Paul,
wanna
can
talk-
can I ask you a question? Since your team is
If I
not
can understand it,
participating?
I would love to answer it.
Okay, well, since your team is out of it almost feels a little like destiny that these two teams are playing. You know what I mean? I feel like all podcasts, these two really were going at each other from the jump. And so now here we are, and it's 2-1 Mets. And you got Grimace jumping up and down on the subway and Lewis going to bed early. What are your thoughts?
I was hoping that Hurricane Milton would redirect itself to Citi Field right about now. That's really what I'm thinking the most. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to pick up on what Lewis's vibe was. You know, other Philly teams when their team is on. I mean, you would have thought that they stop work, everything except the bars closes down. I mean, you know, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my manager or skip level manager when we went to India last year, he woke up at whatever it was, butt crack of dawn, to watch the games, to watch all the. I think there were two of them while we were there. So I mean, it's a thing. So I'm not saying that Lewis is a bandwagon fan, although he did just start liking Philly like literally like 15 years ago. But I would like to see a little bit more
I'm only
enthusiasm.
36.
I don't care. You and Greg are like the most mild-mannered Philly fans that exist. Like you're the two. You're number one and number two. After
Does
that,
that bother
it's
you?
straight A. What does that bother me?
Yeah.
Every human above Virginia bothers me. Every single person in every one of those states. You know, if you go over to the left, Kentucky and like West Virginia, I'm not worried about them. But everything north of them and to the east, you know, Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania, all of those, Maine, they can all eat it. You know, they've got the little small states like Delaware and Rhode Island that nobody cares about. But you know, no, all the people in all those states can just eat it. No, it's terrible. You wanted the answer, and that's your answer. That's exactly how I feel.
Don't go north of the Mason-Dixie line. That's what
I only do when I'm forced to.
Okay.
You were much cooler last night on the football podcast when you didn't talk.
Well, come on now.
That was a silent protest
right now,
because Chris is an a-hole.
Dude, right now he's on cloud nine right now. His freaking
team's been put out of misery.
His commanders are like finally doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, listen.
Paul, who called that when they were hosting the podcast with you?
Yeah, well, I'm not jumping up and down like I'm on a trampoline. I'm still kind of like it's on a frozen pond here. I'm not completely just doing backflips quite yet. Because it's one injury away from, you know, any quarterback is always one injury away.
Hey,
and especially when you got one that ain't a pocket passer.
They compared him to RG3, and you know what happened with him.
I saw a stat yesterday. Well, it was a group of stats. They're all the exact same through the first 5 career games. Passer rating is you know different by like 4 or 5. Total touchdowns to interceptions, including rushing, is 12-3 and then 12-4. 1161 to 1135 passing yards, 241 to 300 yards. I mean, it's almost identical. And the rest of that year worked out pretty well because we did go to the playoffs. After that,
all right, let's change it. We're not here to talk about football. We're here to talk about baseball. So
okay, well, if we want to talk about baseball, here's your Diddy dig right here, clown.
Let's go.
Today is the first game of this entire series that you scored a run before the 5th. You scored a run before the 5th for the first time, and you got your participation trophy for that today. That's ridiculous.
I'm a clown, but I got him to stop talking about football when it's a baseball podcast. So stop it.
I agree with you.
Let's get back on it.
I wouldn't have said one word about it
Let's
if you didn't
get back on it.
Listen. I wouldn't have said a word about it if you didn't start it.
Hey, listen. It seems like that listen has gotten a little too popular.
In the history
That's
of
not a bad
listen.
thing, dude.
And
In the
No,
also,
I'm
history,
not saying
it
it's a bad
sounded
thing.
like
That's
you
not
were
a bad thing.
prepared for
I'm not
that. I'm
saying it.
pretty
I'm
sure
not
you were
saying it's a
doing that
bad
Diddy's
thing.
dig, well,
I'm
no matter
just
what Lewis said
I'm
tonight.
just saying, can I get my credit just like them dirty New York teams? It became a mad thing. So listen to be Lewis's thing. So just saying. Anyways, back to baseball. So
What's the score right now? What is the score?
It's still 1-0.
Nothing. What
It's
inning?
still 1-0. We're
What
in
inning?
the
okay.
top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th. All right.
So, anyways, I'm not trying to take away from our good-looking host. Look at that hair, But it's how about the Tigers, Detroit Tigers?
How about them?
Surprising.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't recognize their pitching game was that good.
That Scooble guy is nasty. I've been following him for at least
Exactly.
maybe 2 or 3 months now, and he does not give up hits. He doesn't let guys on
Thank you.
base. He's a beast.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's sad to say that it took this long to realize he's a great pitcher.
How long's he been there? I thought he was a rookie. I have no, I know
No,
nothing
but
about him until
I'm just saying
recently.
this. I'm just saying this season.
Okay, yeah. No,
Nobody
you're
was
right.
talking about him until now.
Because Detroit.
Exactly. Detroit just snuck in
Buried.
there, and it's just like, oh, hey, who's this guy? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. He has something going.
And how did
To
they
the
get so much
Yankees?
better? Like literally, right as Miggy stops playing, now all of a sudden they make. I
That's
don't
oh
remember
my
them
goodness.
making all these moves in the off
Yes,
season or any
yes.
improvements.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy because I was saying the same thing. If they were to win it all, it's crazy how it took Miggy to leave.
I would have been pissed if I were him. Be like, dude.
But then did the money get freed up because his contract was up and they weren't paying
No, they
all of
didn't
it?
do
They
it.
didn't really
He
sign
retired.
They
anybody.
didn't
I don't
make
Yeah.
think
any
so.
moves.
Yeah, he was done for. Last year was his farewell tour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So and then it's just like I don't know where. Oh, they're in the playoffs. Yeah, right now they're the dream team.
Do the Yankees have anything to worry
Cinderella.
about? Because I would really like to see
Thank
them
you,
get
Paul.
upset. Is there a chance?
Well, as of right now, I know the last time I looked, they said Judge is not hitting, Soto's not hitting, so maybe.
Hey, Royals look good too, but that's a weird baseball doesn't want to see Detroit Tigers and Kansas City Royals in
No,
the
God,
AL
no.
in the ALCS.
No.
Major League
No.
Baseball does not. So I think they're going to get Angel Hernandez back out there for a couple of games to get this thing right for New York if they have to.
And you know what's crazy though? As a Phillies fan, I think MLB would like to see NY go against each other. Who knows?
Of
To
course.
see who runs the city.
I mean, LA, Philly. LA and New York. I mean, you pull any of the NL teams that are left for the most part. I mean, maybe not San Diego as much, but the other three. Those are the three biggest markets you got.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Completely agree.
Any other series? I'm trying to think here.
No, there's only four
Dude,
series.
I can't believe.
the biggest one right now is the freaking Dodgers and the
Yeah,
Padres.
that's one I was just going to say
It's
again.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Any chance
'Cause-
that LA gets upset?
Yes.
Absolutely. I can't
Yes.
believe with
Yes.
all the money, they got like
Yes.
$1 billion
Yes.
team and they're throwing out a relief game today. They don't even have starting pitching to go. In the most important game of the year, they don't have a great pitcher to throw out there today.
Because I want to say they got hot last night. Mookie Betts hit a freaking leadoff home run, and then next thing you know, it was the Padres took over and
I think there was
call it.
I think there was a full inning where there was a bunch of runs from LA, and then I think San Diego matched them with another 5 in the same inning.
Yes. Yep.
I think there was a grand
Yep.
slammy out there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would like to add something because I did get some good comments this past week talking about the possible, my just fugazi idea of lessening the season and adding more playoffs.
Let me have one stat before you.
Go for it. Go for
Before
it.
you
I got
do
a
that.
stat to go into that, but yeah, go ahead.
Just because we're talking about San Diego here, I thought
Yep.
that this was pretty interesting about Nando, as they now start calling him, Fernando Tatis. That sounds dumb. He's got 4 home runs in 5 postseason games so far this year, and he hasn't struck out.
Yeah, I heard about
There's
that
only
today.
one other human that's ever done that, and it was over 100 years. It was 100 years ago. It was Lou Gehrig. So even though it's one of those stats where it's very, very intricate stats, like Stat Boy's got to go way back in there, figure it out. Still a cool list to be on.
Would you consider that a cool stat?
Oh yeah, if it was I was on the list.
Yes, but even after he got called out for his cream or whatever it was.
Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan of him anyways. I'm not a fan of anybody on their team. I was never a fan of Machado. I think on what was it on ESPN yesterday? They had a whole clip of all of the times Machado acted like an a-hole, and there's quite a few.
I don't like him. I think
all the way back to when he was on the Orioles or whatever. And I mean, he is just a just a prick. So
I agree with that 100%.
Tatis is trying to be there as well. He was also
I think Machado's a douche.
And well, Tatis is he was pretty smug about his suspension as well.
Yep. I agree with you 100%.
So, Lewis, I want
to
fact check so I make sure I'm not saying anything silly, but your team kind of got like a first round bye as Michael's team had to play the Brewers in that first round, correct? So, if my math is correct, then that means that what also does not make sense to me is having the longest regular season and then only having to win 12 games to win a championship. Like, again, I feel like that's like you're giving like you know what I mean? Like I was watching the Celtics documentary thing, and I went, after they lost their second game, they went 11-1 in the playoffs.
You got to remember though. You got to think about it. So you got hockey, football, basketball, and then if you want to add soccer, other sports, lacrosse, they're running back and forth the whole time.
Magic number 16.
Baseball, you're not.
If it weren't for the weather, you could do baseball 365 days a year. I don't want to hear it from any of the players.
Baseball, you're not running back and forth like crazy.
Yeah, build domes. Boom.
Baseball, you can get a pitcher who's great at pitching to get a hitter to pop up 3 times, and then it's up to the next team.
Yep.
So, me personally, I think it's not physical enough like hockey and basketball. That's why they make it so long.
Oh, I already said that before. I was like, I don't want to hear anything about baseball players getting injured. I don't know how you do it. How do you even get injured? If you were that much of an athlete, and all you got to do is run for 7 seconds, you can't do that without hurting yourself?
Well, I will jump on that to say that if you don't stretch,
but on the other
capable of pulling a hammy.
But on the other side, I don't see how pitchers don't get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
If you're literally throwing as hard as you can and you do it a couple thousand times a year, pretty sure that's going to feel bad. Like it doesn't make sense. There's nothing in your body that prepares you for that. It was not meant to be like that.
True.
Yep.
So, but like Mike Trout's injuries every year for the last 6 years, I'm like,
that's crazy.
That's not fair.
That's crazy.
You're not allowed to do that. Or like Albert Pujols and all those guys. Mike Stanton. Yeah, I called him Mike Stanton because that's who he is. He gets hurt all the time too.
You mean Carlos?
I completely forgot that was his original name.
Mike Stanton on the Marlins.
Yep.
On the Marlins.
Carlos. He's not a Marlins no more. He's a freaking
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
I know. He all of a sudden turned to put his Scarface name in there for some reason. No,
dude, but how crazy is that though? Every single talented player that the Marlins have, some way, somehow, they get traded to the Yankees.
Sure.
Yeah.
How is that?
Happens a lot.
How is that?
Going back to like Josh Beckett in like freaking.
Thank you.
I don't know when was that, the 90s or the thousands?
Thousands.
Gary Sheffield. I mean, there's all kinds of good players that would go.
Thank you.
They would make that. There'd be a fire sale every time they won a
Like right now,
championship,
they
and then the Yankees are like, "What do you got
Yes.
for me?"
Thank
They would
you.
win a championship and then
Yes.
they would fire sale and get rid of everybody. And then
Yes.
didn't they beat the Yankees in the second one? And then players went to the Yankees.
I mean, it happened with the Cubs. It happened with the Nationals when they won theirs. It literally, like, the top 7 or 8 players were gone.
Yep. All right, boys. Well, what's the score? Give me an update.
Still 1-0.
Come on. Content.
It's fine. No, we're good. We got all content's coming.
You know,
real patient.
they're playing in New York, so it's probably going to come down to the bottom of the 9th. Guy on base, home run to win it all.
Stupid polar
That sounds
bears.
awesome, Lewis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what they say.
You're
Hold
coming
on.
around.
Wait a minute. That's that dumb shit.
Oh no, it's too early for the dumb shit. So I think
No, not at all.
I think that was a true prediction. As Chris would say, Matt, please write that down.
Exactly. Like Chris will say, that's that dumb shit.
Boys,
Exactly.
don't worry. I did.
Exactly.
When you come back in the second half, not only are we going to be doing Matt Lib, but you're actually going to learn something today that will blow your mind. So,
ooh, Mr. Matt's in the building.
I'm not kidding when I say that. So, before
hold on. Let me. Hey,
Lewis celebrating the Mets championship. I appreciate you, buddy. Getting confetti out early.
Hey, listen. Make sure that extra large Grimace costume is in the mail, and we'll be together.
I can't wait.
Into existence.
Listen, I'm not. Hey, I follow through. I told them if they win it all, I will dress up like Grimace. Okay.
Get ready.
Let's go. 1,000 grimaces.
You know what? I'm going to tell everybody about this good old podcast when we come back in the second half. So when we see
sounds good.
I'll tell you a little more about this podcast once again so we can draw in for some fun. Stay tuned. Come back. We'll be back second half.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Welcome back to Donahue. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to the Clash of Conferences podcast, baseball edition. I'm your host, Matt. Apparently, we're going to try things from a different style of angle. So let's do this.
Move a little bit to the right. I mean, to the left. There you go. Now I can see you. To the left. Right there. Yes.
Oh, back the other way.
There you go.
I look like I'm posing for an R&B album cover. I like this. Oh, now we're kicking the camera. All right.
Is it Ooh Wee by
Madonna style?
Who's your old Boston guy?
There you go.
I've been
Walter McCarty.
Yes, I've been rocking Walter McCarty for weeks now. Thank you for that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the album that I was actually referring to isn't even on iTunes. I don't know where it is, but we're going to find it on eBay or something. And
cassette?
No, CD from like 2003.
There's some good stuff on YouTube.
All right, so boys, I'm guessing there's no more competition going on, or what's going on? What are we doing?
There's a competition here between me and Lewis.
It's up to you. You're the host. You determine what's going on the podcast. You tell us.
Didn't we already not last week?
What was last week? You determined what?
Lewis lost a point before the podcast even ended.
How?
Because you pick somebody, and they lost like 8 minutes.
No, the Orioles. It was the Orioles.
We're not talking about that. We were talking about me being crowned. Come on now.
You did get crowned.
No, you were drinking too much Crown.
That's not what he was talking about. But if you want to go back to that,
I do not drink Crown. I do not drink Crown.
I think Matt was talking about a playoff competition, Lewis.
Okay, yeah, I did lose.
Nobody lost.
Because I lost because I picked the Orioles, and they were getting pushed out the door while we were talking about it.
Well, what did you lose?
Not a thing. Not a thing.
Moving on. Gentlemen, what's the score?
It is 1-0, but the Mets have the bases loaded with no outs in the bottom of the sixth.
Okay.
So we better get a run here. We better get a run.
All right, you probably get a grand salami.
Here's what you need, Lewis.
I'll just take one, Lewis.
Here's what you need, Lewis. Right there. See what that is right there?
No, because you're in the Tinkerbell box, so I don't know what that is.
Right there. That's a piece of Ted Williams' hair right there. You need to pass that around the dugout and have the Phillies just chew on a piece of that.
I know you collect a lot of dumb stuff, but why?
Is that real?
Yeah, it was authenticated by Beckett.
Is that real?
Is it? Well, didn't he get like cryogenically frozen or something?
His head did.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it was just his head.
Now I have more questions if you have some of his hair. What are you talking about?
I want to know why you're interested in that piece.
Yeah. Oh, I got this 20 years ago. Or whenever. I don't know.
His head was still frozen 20 years.
Probably. It was probably still on his head 20 years ago. Either way, that's what you need, Lewis. That's the only thing that that's gonna prevent you from getting embarrassed here. No, I've been listening. And all I've been getting is
welcome and join the Clashing Conferences X-Files podcast. It starts at midnight. Paul will be your host.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on now.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Interesting.
What do you got, Matt? What else you got, Matty Ice? These two are bothering me.
Matty Ice.
These two are bothering me.
Silver Surfer.
Look, you can go in a million different directions, but host is what you shall call me first. Gentlemen, are you ready? Is it that time?
I think we should do it.
Let's go.
Content manager from this angle, if you will, please.
More than one. That's gonna come back and haunt somebody. No, they're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye-bye.
The celly that my son hit when he hit his double and his triple, like he does something like this, and then he just goes like this, exactly like what you just did. And I was like, you don't even know what that means. He was like, what? Whatever.
I wish I could see what you were doing because we can't see it.
It wasn't anything cool.
No, it wasn't.
You're like this big.
It was probably cooler when his kid did it, but it wasn't cool when Paul did it.
I didn't think it was cool either time. That's what he did. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, what? Like, whatever. And the first thing he had to do when he got contacts, he had to buy a pair of glasses like Matt's too. So he wore those out there too.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a pair of
pit pipe. Well, we got the $20 ones. We got the $20 ones from Amazon. But yeah, he was like, I have to get pit vipers. And I was like, and he's like, I'm going to put them in my baseball bag. And I was like, okay, those are $100. Those are $100. We're not putting that in there.
Yes.
Well,
we're the pit vipers, baby.
This is Anthony. Your son, Anthony?
No, Anthony is like 19.
Oh, okay.
This kid's one. This one's 10.
Okay. All right.
This was 10.
Well,
like we can just go pick him up at the grocery store. This was 10.
Yeah. If he wants to step his game up in the 4th and 5th grade fashion world, he can get the Neapolitan ice cream ones right here with the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry if he really wants to. Just saying. Who knows? You know?
Hey, maybe Uncle Mac could buy them for him.
You never know. Or maybe his dad could auction off Ted Williams' hair. They clone him. A whole team of Ted Williams, bionic ones, floating heads, the whole shebang.
Here's how long I've had it though. I also have an unused game ticket from Steven Strasburg's first game. It was I guess whatever minor league team he played for, but it was the first time he ever played. So
did he?
It's that old.
I thought he went straight to the major.
What's that?
Steven Strasburg. I thought he went straight from high school straight to the majors.
He did, but it was a minor league. Right, but I mean, he still he didn't start day like Paul Skeens. Like, he gets drafted and it takes a couple of months. Like he was in the minors. So the first game he ever pitched.
So you mean practice?
So what did you have first, the hair or the Flutie Flakes?
I had the hair because I bought the Flutie Flakes was part of a Wheaties package.
Okay, all right. Seeing how old this thing really is.
Okay.
There they are.
Wait.
All right, here we go, boys. Here we
Look
go.
at those.
Michael.
Look at those.
Michael. If again, the world is your oyster in this one. So if the Mets were to win the World Series, what would the day look like with you, me, and Lewis around New York? What are we doing?
Lewis dressed
Normally
up as
wake up.
Grimace.
Oh, I mean, I think I said this the last time. We're going to a bakery
Okay.
because we're
That's
gonna
the
make
fattest thing I've ever
we're
heard.
gonna make O faces in the bakery.
Yeah.
We gonna get some bagels and
When are
cream
we putting on the
cheese.
Grimace outfits? When are those going on?
What? Say that again.
When are the
Oh my
Grimace outfits going on?
Grand Slam, Francisco Lindor. Let's go, Mets, baby.
It was
You want to
either
know the
him.
score now, Matt? It's 4-1.
4-1.
It's 4-1. We're
It
about to
was
hit
either
this
going to be
over.
him or the polar
Oh my
bear.
God.
Every single time in the late innings, it's either him or the polar bear.
Well, can we get both of them, Paul? Can we
Is it
get both
because
of
I
them?
asked
Can
you
we hit
that
the
question, Michael?
super duper parlay and get both of them?
It's because I asked Michael that question. Okay, Mike. So walk me through. So what are we doing?
We're hitting more grand slams.
Okay.
We're going to bakery. We're getting cookies and cupcakes, and
Okay.
we're gonna stuff our faces. And then somebody probably won't be me because I don't drink anymore, but somebody's probably gonna throw up because they're gonna be too drunk. They're gonna get sick on the cupcakes and the cookies, and that's fine, Louis. Don't throw up inside the Grimace costume. That's gonna be a bad day for you if you do, but.
Especially if
That'll
it's
be
got
me.
one of those like blowers in there and it's just kind of
Well,
like one
are
of
we
those
getting?
like those money machines that, start the fan and it all goes everywhere and just
No,
keeps recycling.
I should probably pop this bubble right now as we're about to hopefully move on if I'm really lucky. There ain't no chance in hell I can make the parade if there is a parade in New York. So the whole dream of me being there with Lewis in a Grimace costume, I'm gonna pop it right now. Even if it happens,
Listen,
I'm gonna be the
this
one who can't go.
I don't want to
listen.
hear any crap
So
about missing the last outing. I don't ever want to
listen,
hear a thing ever
just
again.
If there was dirt, I would kick it on your shoes right now,
I have
Michael.
a
I'm very
6-week
upset.
period every year where I actually have to work. I get like
Oh
46 weeks a
my!
year where I'm caked. I'm like an accountant for 6 weeks, and that parade's gonna fall right in there, and there ain't no
listen.
way in
You,
heck
you
I'm
got
getting
vacation
out of there
days.
for a day or
You
two.
got
I
vacation
can't
days.
use them in that period.
You got sick days.
No,
No,
not during that
what are
time.
you talking about? Oh, I got COVID.
Yeah, trust me. I'm work like I literally work from the time I wake up until the time I go to sleep for 6 weeks,
No, you
for
don't.
7 days. No,
No,
for
you
six
don't.
days
No, you
because I
don't.
don't do that
No, you
during
don't.
football.
No, you don't.
Goodness.
When does it start?
November 1st.
Okay, we'll see.
Did you
We'll
see that
see.
yawn? That's me being tired of the Phillies disappointing me when you're playing the Mets.
Shut
Matt,
up. You're
cue
you're,
it.
you're a Braves fan. You're a Braves fan. Shut up. You're not cheering for
I
the Phillies.
look. All
You
I
just
got
hate the
around me
Mets.
is World Series.
No,
I don't
no,
want
no,
to
no,
hear
no,
it.
no, no.
He's been
Stop.
the only one cheering for the Phillies, actually. I got Matt, I got Chris, I got Steven as of today. Nobody wanted the Phillies though. Lewis didn't want the Phillies.
What are you talking about? I
Greg
got a
didn't
Phillies
want, or
hat
no,
on. What
Lou.
are
I
you?
mean, no,
Michael, you
didn't want the
broke my
Mets. You
heart
didn't
tonight.
want the Mets. Greg didn't want the
Exactly.
Mets. That Jim Montgomery guy didn't want the Mets. My
Oh,
wife didn't want the Mets. Nobody wanted the Mets.
ex-wife.
It soon get could.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Don't say that too loud.
If
Hey, listen. Okay, hold on. Time out.
She does hate me.
Listen, Mr. Host,
yes,
Mr. Silver Surfer, Mr. Handsome. Listen, since Mike said he can't make the parade because, I got a job to do. Ah. Listen, I'll take a 7.5 fitted cap, and I'll wear it just for you.
for
Since
me
you're
and
not,
him.
no, not for you, for Mike.
Oh,
Since he's not gonna be at the parade, and I can't wear the Grimace costume.
all right.
Lewis,
Well,
here's the good deal. I will be in Pennsylvania. during that time. So,
hold on. So you can't make the parade, but you're gonna be in Pennsylvania. That
yeah,
makes no sense.
That's
it
not the
makes a
worst
lot.
thing I've ever heard.
It
does.
makes a
It
lot of
doesn't.
sense.
How?
But you just don't understand what I ain't making the parade. But you and I, if there is a Grimace costume, we will get together for some type of photo opportunity.
That's fine. Okay. If you put
Matt, I'm
bring
going to
the
need you to
costume,
wrangle this
bring-
crowd here and bring
Paul,
us back.
Paul, I got, I do want to ask Paul some questions because I know Paul loves his trivia. So, Paul,
Okay.
couple of
Did you just called them old in a nice way.
he loves his trivia.
Yeah, you called them old in a nice way.
So, Paul, the greatest, the all-time Braves player with the greatest batting average of all time is blank.
No, the way that it looked when I've seen the stats, I mean, shoot, to me, freaking Tony Gwynn looked pretty unstoppable. Some of his stats.
No, for the Braves.
Oh, for the Braves?
Yeah.
Shoot. My guess is it's going to be probably somebody before my time.
Correct. Billy Hamilton.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like
Gary.
the easy answer would have tried to go with Hank Aaron, but I knew it wasn't him.
Billy Hamilton, and I believe his career was during the late 1800s. So there you go.
Just out of my specialty.
Now, most of the hitting and offensive records are held by Hank Aaron. However, this one is not. So most
I
balls
think Lewis was
base,
right. He was definitely calling him old.
Most balls on base.
Thank you, Mike. Thank
belongs to blank Paul.
I mean, that should be Hank Aaron, but I'm guessing
it's not.
It's not. I'm saying somebody with longevity. I mean, is it like somebody like Chipper who was there forever?
Ding, ding, ding. That is correct.
Chipper Jones.
That's a good one.
Yes.
I mean,
You know how many of
Chipper
those freaking
Jones.
things were hit against the Mets?
1,512, Paul.
Wow, that's a decent amount.
How many?
1,512 balls on base. Chipper Jones.
Look at Mike.
Finally, Paul,
look at Mike with his pinky up.
This is a
water
surprise.
with the pinky up.
This was a surprise to me, right? So here we go. Most pitching wins all time in Atlanta Braves history belongs to blank.
It's going to be a rando because a bunch of the great ones weren't there for, like, I don't know, Warren Spahn or like Phil Niekro?
Warren Spahn.
Okay.
That's correct. You know how many?
No.
356.
I was going to say, for some stupid reason, I was going to say 312.
That was good. I'd say you got about half of those. That was
probably
good.
Only because guys like Tom Glavine went to the Mets and had a hell of a second career after having a Hall of Fame career already with the Braves.
Yeah, Maddox did it with the Cubs.
Yep.
That is correct. Yep. Lewis, I wrote these earlier, so I didn't know what was going on in the game. But if the Phillies were to lose this series,
you are because you
this
suck.
would rank blank in the all-time list of heartbreaking moments as a Phillies fan.
I'll say top 3.
Okay.
Maybe number 3.
Okay.
No way. I don't think it's that
high.
Why not? It's like be a lot less than that. This ain't that big of a deal.
It is.
It hurts to lose to the Mets.
It does hurt.
And I would say the same thing if we
were in the World Series last year.
Well, then you should have done something about it and not let them in the playoffs, you idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm not on the field.
Hey, hold on, Lewis. Didn't Paul's team have something to do with that too? Couldn't Paul's team have stopped us from getting in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Lewis,
if I remember
follow-up
correctly,
question.
Paul's team could have made it themselves.
Mike, time out.
League office called Sale and told him to call out.
Silver Surfer is calling for attention right now.
Lewis, follow-up question
sir.
that has been asked on the podcast previously. How much responsibility do you take if the Phillies lose?
100%.
That, you know
there
what?
You go.
Good answer, Lewis.
Why not 110? Why don't you give that extra effort, Lewis? It's 100.
Good
You get the
answer,
110% award.
I like
Listen, I'll take 100%.
I like that. You know what? Good on you, Lewis. That's all right. Michael,
hey, listen, that's what I do.
Michael, what would mean more to you? Winning an internal competition That's A. B, a Mets championship. C, getting one break from the podcast world. D, hitting big on craps with Clementone at the casino. Or E, having your own McDonald's playground in your backyard from the 80s.
Oh, give me a playground. Oh my God. I would go out there every day.
Oh my
for
God, you're
like-
so crippled.
At
You wouldn't
least
even be
for
able to
like
go 2
a
steps.
week or two.
You couldn't even go up 2
Great
steps.
answer. Great answer. That's awesome. Great
That would be
answer.
awesome. Just give me a slide and a jungle gym.
No, do you need?
Well, if
need
you
the
were a
freaking-
true Mets fan,
you need
like
the hamburgers.
if you were a
hamburger
true New York
seats.
fan
Mhm.
like Chris, then you know you should put. And you're a gambler, you should put all your money on the Mets. So then, when they do win the championship, you buy your own. Buy your own jungle gym, but it's going to be a shorter one.
Negative.
Great answer, Michael. All right, Paul, I'm actually going to ask this question in reverse because actually I can see that you know your baseball. So I'm going to ask this in reverse. There are 6 players that have over 100 blown saves in their career. Can you name them?
Again, it's going to be the ones with the longevity.
It's not just Braves players. This is all time.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I would put probably like Trevor Hoffman out there. Is he on there?
No, actually, surprisingly not. I'll give you another one that is not on there, surprisingly, Mariano Rivera.
Wow.
What was Billy Wagner? I don't know any old closers. Old. I don't know any from like the 80s.
Well, I'll start giving you some Goose Goosage. Great name.
Goose Gossage, yeah.
Goose Gossage. Goose, whatever his friggin' name is.
Yes. Goose.
That Goose.
Yeah.
Dennis Eckersley, maybe? Did he end up as a closer at the end?
No, but he's a wild man. They tell stories about him on the radio up here. He's wild. Rolling Fingers. There's number 2 on the list.
Oh, again.
Ooh, Mr. Rollie Fingers?
Yeah.
Rollie Fingers.
Both of them got the Mr. Captain Hook mustaches. Both of them.
Yes.
Goose Gossage has it now. He's a rough looking dude.
Coming in at number 3, we have Jeff Reardon.
I don't know who that is.
Number 4 on the list, Lee Smith.
Hall of Fame, Lee Smith.
Okay. And tied at 5th, we have John Franco, and I can't read my writing, Bruce Sutter.
Yeah, Bruce Sutter, yeah.
Know some John Franco.
I'm sure you do.
John Jon Franco.
Yep. Losing all those games for the Mets.
Yep. And finally, Lewis, I know tonight's not going well for you.
Yeah, angry little elf right now.
I know you don't like Grimace, but if we were going to McDonald's, what are we getting?
Give me a
Grimace shake.
10-piece chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce and some fresh French fries.
Okay.
And a Grimace shake.
With a medium Coke.
Grimace shake.
Whoa, PG-13, bro. What is okay?
Hey, listen,
that was the producer.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you. It just showed up on my screen and said,
"What?"
Mick Gangrel.
Yes.
I think he was just trying to kind of get the dumb shit to come out. Would be my guess.
Well, there was 2 last things I had before we go. Because again, I want to remind all the people that are watching that we are a sports fan network and we're trying to bring in more people. We have more ideas already cooking coming up in the next couple of months. We have the football podcast. We have the Patreon going on for the football podcast.
Yes.
We have people, if you decide that you want to come join us, reach out to us. You're going to get entered into the competition for the swag wheel, which is going to be done here on the baseball podcast.
Very soon.
So there's a lot going on, and we want you to come into the fold. So again, if you know any of us, you know anybody else that's on any of the other podcasts, reach out, let us know.
Yeah,
manager is great.
Mike don't know nothing about the swag.
Me
and Matt do.
Not about earning it.
I earned my shirt. Hold on now.
I
So
earned mine.
Mike.
Listen, I earned mine too.
You're gonna earn your Grimace costume, and that's
So
all I care
That's
about.
fine. Hey,
So,
listen,
you
that's
can
fine.
talk about your internal championship, but when I'm in the World Series, I ain't gonna care.
Are you gonna get a ring?
We'll see.
Are the Mets gonna
Did you
send
get
me
a
a ring?
ring? Did you get a ring?
Oh, it's in the
Internal
mail.
championship?
It's
I
in
didn't
the
know we were
mail.
getting rings.
Oh, it's
Man,
in the
it's
mail.
all right,
It's in
Lewis.
the
You're
mail.
gonna want to talk about that championship every day, but my shoulder's here for you in real life when your
That's
team
fine.
is out. You offered me your shoulder when you won the
You
championship.
know what?
I'm
I
gonna offer you my
appreciate that.
shoulder right back.
I
I got you
appreciate that, Mike.
right here for you.
Before we go to this, I actually want to teach you something tonight so that you can leave the podcast smarter than when you came in. You boys ready?
Okay.
Yes,
Here we go.
Mr. Matt.
Now, we always usually close the show by saying it's that dumb. Now, I don't say it because I'm trying to keep things PG as the host, and I try to do my best job to not say anything naughty, especially swear words. However, I learned something this week. This word right here is actually an acronym. Did you know that when manure was transported on ships, that they actually had it written store high in transit because manure is flammable? And so the acronym
Shit.
is how we have.
You learn new dumb shit all the time.
So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is actually an acronym, and it stands for store high in transit. That is real.
Wow.
Look it up.
The chemicals
Look
in
it up.
it can set itself on
Topher,
fire. So
Topher, look it up.
ugh.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey, classic
I
conferences.
like,
Come
hold on.
join us. You get smart.
Listen, I like the part when Paul said, ugh, as soon as you said Topher.
Thank you so much. Hey,
Poor Chris, man.
Yeah.
we're out of here. I'm
Love
excited
it.
to watch the end of this game. I hope you can actually just stay on and keep watching it together. All right.
Let's
See you guys
go,
next week.
Matt.
Hit us up, like, subscribe, share, reach out.